Keep a close eye. There is Yasin Malik's first images right there on your screens as he is taken away. This man will be in jail for the rest of his life. Perhaps more. Hopefully, the other cases also will now be expedited against him, that of the murder of 4 Air Force men, among others. Former Deputy Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Kavinder Gupta, is also live with us now. Kavinder Gupta ji, आखिरकार the law is catching up with Yasin Malik and others, पर आप क्या थोड़े से disappointed हैं कि सिर्फ लाइफ ही मिली है, डेथ नहीं मिली?
देखिए, जिन लोगों के साथ ज्यादती हुई है, जिन लोगों की शहादत हुई है, उनके परिवारों को बहुत सी उम्मीद थी, लेकिन यह भी मानना पड़ेगा, माननीय न्यायालय ने जो भी फैसला किया है, अभी टेरर फंडिंग का मामला हुआ है, जिसमें जो भी प्रावधान है उसी हिसाब से होता होगा। अब जो केसेस पेंडिंग पड़े हैं, शहीद रवि खन्ना की पत्नी सही कह रही थी कि 32 साल 4 महीने आज 25 तारीख को हो गए हैं। अगर इसी तरह से रहा तो उनको शायद इंसाफ न मिले। और कई 5 लाख हिंदुओं को वहां से निकालना, एयरफोर्स के अफसरों को मारा जाना और इसके साथ ही 30 साल एक पीढ़ी को तबाह करना, कश्मीर में देशद्रोह करना, पाकिस्तान के इशारे पर काम करना।
पर यहाँ पर अहमद अयाज जैसे लोग हैं जो कह रहे हैं अब क्या फायदा, 30 साल हो गए, 40 साल हो गए, अब आगे देखिए, पीछे मत देखिए।
बिल्कुल, जिस प्रकार की लोगों की अपेक्षा थी, इस प्रकार के दरिंदे को फांसी की सजा होनी चाहिए थी, लेकिन लोगों को सेटिस्फेक्शन शायद बहुत लोगों को नहीं है, जिनके साथ बहुत सी जातियां हुई हैं। और उम्मीद करते हैं माननीय अदालत से उनके जो पुरानी केसेस अभी पेंडिंग है उसको जल्द से जल्द किया जाए। इस दरिंदे को ना तो कभी ये पूरी उम्र के लिए जेल से बाहर आए और इसको फांसी की सजा होनी चाहिए, ताकि कश्मीर में जो लोगों को गुमराह किया है, ब्रेन वॉश किया है, या उन शहीदों के परिवारों को न्याय चाहिए, तो सब चीजों का प्रावधान।
गुप्ता जी इज कनेक्टेड, गुप्ता इज स्लाइटली मेकिंग perhaps politics out of inviting us. He is connecting it with the KP's exodus and then the murder of the Air Force officer. Then none of these cases are in the charge sheet. He has been only convicted for terror funding.
तो ये तो अभी एक केस है ना, अभी और केसेस पे भी सुनवाई होनी चाहिए, उसमें भी सेंटेंसिंग होनी चाहिए।
Wait a bit. To say that Kavinder Gupta ji, he is connecting with your KPs.
Vittal Chaudhary, आदमी तो वही है ना?
It is not that.
Vittal Chaudhary.
That again I say.
People like Ahmad Fayaz and people who are protesting on the streets of Kashmir to save their Gandhi are rattled at this point of time because they know that law is coming after them also. These all people, everyone are genocide enablers. They have enabled genocide. They have supported the people. They have hailed them as heroes who have enabled the genocide. But here,
anyway, I am sorry to tell you, you are not to make a judgment. I am sorry to interrupt you. You are not here to make a judgment. You can make your opinion. You can make your opinion.
जो आप बोल रहे हैं वो प्रत्यक्ष रूप में बता रहे हैं कि आप उसको सपोर्ट करते हैं। आप आतंकवादियों को डिफेंड कर रहे हैं। You are defending the genocide. You are the people who enable the genocide. आप ये बोल रहे हैं कि जिन लोगों ने, you are saying, you are telling me that the people who have committed atrocities, killings on Kashmiri Hindus should not be, they have got nothing to do with this.
It is not only Kashmiri Hindus.
Today. What are you talking about? आप जैसे लोगों ने यासिन मलिक बिट्टा खाने को हीरो बनाया।
अहमद अयाज, today was a study in contrast, अमित रैना। जम्मू में पटाखे फोड़े जा रहे थे और कश्मीर में लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे। फॉर दिस मैन, इस आदमी के लिए
नहीं, कश्मीर में लोग प्रोटेस्ट नहीं कर रहे थे। दिस इज अ रॉन्ग इन्फॉर्मेशन। माइसुमा इज द स्ट्रॉन्ग होल्ड ऑफ यासिन मलिक. इट वाज हिज लोफर्स, it was his lafangas which did some minor stone pelting. Otherwise Kashmir largely has been peaceful because a man, see, no one in Kashmir likes this Yasin Malik. He calls himself a Gandhian who never who feels proud about killing 4 Air Force officers, a Gandhian who feels proud of picking up gun, a Gandhian who indulged in killing of 110 people in 2010 stone pelting riots in Kashmir, a Gandhian who was part of the JRL joint resistance leadership which led to the killing of 120 people in 2016. What kind of Gandhian this is? And Gandhian followers have started doing stone belting. Is this Gandhian way of approach? Unfortunately, certain section of media and certain section of politicians in this country treated him as fake Gandhian, and that has happened. We are unhappy.
Very good point that needs to be underlined, that this man is responsible for the death of Kashmiri Muslims as much as Kashmiri Hindus. So for him to say that he stands for one set of people is absolute bunkum. He is the kind of people who used to give band calls. Ahmed Ayaz, before you respond, this is the jail van which you see going inside the Patiala House Court right now with an armed escort and more security. It is now going to be taken away to prison. This is going to carry Yasin Malik to a fate that should have befallen him much, much earlier. He will be in jail for the rest of his life, Ahmed Ayaz, and people are hoping perhaps he will face harsher punishment in the days to come. Respond to what Amit Raina said, that this is a fake narrative, that he's being punished for being some kind of revolutionary. He's not a revolutionary, he's a genocide enabler and a murderer.
It is not that way in harsh punishment. You see, we have seen people being hanged like Maqbool Bhatt and then the other one in the parliament case. But the point is, how does it impact the situation? Does it help in does it help in
when you lose someone, it impacts.
Does it help
because you want to see them hang and you want to see them rot.
It does not help. Then had it helped, then with the hanging of Maqbool Bhatt, things would have changed. Then with the hanging of
you should get punishment. You are a member of Muslim Law Board. Muslim Law Board, you should get punishment deleted from Sharia.
You are making him the
you should get punishment. You should get punishment from Sharia. You should go to Sabah's family yesterday, who was killed, whose father was killed when she was in his house.
Vittal Chaudhary, answer this. Today Ahmed Ayaz is sitting here and saying, what will happen? What difference will it make?
The people like Ahmed Fayaz, who are citing the name of Maqbool Bhatt, when Maqbool Bhatt was hanged, they made him the hero. Yasin Malik and his JKLF is convicted to kill Neelkant Ganju, who sentenced Maqbool Bhatt, who sentenced Maqbool Bhatt to be hanged. So these people, Maqbool Bhatt and the courtiers that there is in Kashmir, ये लोग इनको hero बनाते हैं, and they want to make Yasin Malik another Maqbool Bhatt, so that the situation in Kashmir becomes ये लोगों का कार्य ही ऐसा है.
I am telling you, this hanging and killing is not
terrorists को वहाँ जाके these people are terrorists because they get money from this.
Point is that we
दुकानें चलती हैं terrorism की दुकानों से.
With all this, see, today also we have seen, even if in a limited manner, shops have been shut. Some stone pelting has taken place. My point of telling you,
Amit Raina is saying it's exactly those handful of people in those little pockets of JKLF who think they are still relevant. They got out on the streets, they were met with tear gas shells, and then they went back.
Ahmed Ali Fayaz, I am personally very unhappy with the judgment, because this man will sit in prison and have roti, dal, biryani at our cost, at my taxpayers' money, at our taxpayers' money. He should be hanged. That is the only solution. मेरे पैसों से अब वो दाल रोटी खाएगा जेल में बैठ के. He should be hanged, and trust me, we will ensure that this man gets hanged. We are not going to take rest till he gets hanged.
This is your point of view. We can't say what you say is not correct. But what my point is, that with all this, that the situation is going to be improvised. My whole point is that how does the situation improvise?
So what do you want to do? आप क्या करना चाहते हैं यासिन मलिक के साथ? आप यासिन मलिक के साथ क्या करना चाहते हैं? आप उसको घर पे बुला के खाना खिलाएंगे क्या? जिसने लोगों को मारा,
I'm not concerned with Yasin Malik or anything else. I am concerned how to improve the situation in Kashmir.
That's a great question. So answer me this, Mr. Fayaz. Answer me this: that when 9/11 happened, America launched a full-fledged war on terror. They went into Afghanistan, they passed a Patriot Act. You should immediately go to America and say, why? How does it make a difference? Why are you doing all this? अब Twin Tower दोबारा तो खड़े होंगे नहीं, छोड़ दो.
No.
Forget
do
it.
You think that from
हो गया.
No, do you
that
think
is the difference, sir. That if somebody has hit you where you
Joshi.
hurt the most, you make them pay for it. And that is why Yasin Malik will also have to pay for what he has done to individuals and to a community and to a country and to a state. That is why Yasin Malik must rot in jail. That is your answer.
Joshi, do you think then that security forces have been playing right from 1990? They are not working. They are
working. They are working. And that is why Yasin Malik will be in jail, but others like him will be killed also. They will be killed in encounters. That is what is happening since 1990.
It is not normalized. They are working.
Amit Raina.
No, he is trying to justify saying that the criminal should never be punished. What kind of logic is he giving? I don't know. It will make a difference because it will create a sense of fear in all your friends who are there out creating trouble in Kashmir, who are out there to kill innocent people, even today in Kashmir, who are out there to ensure Kashmiri Pandits do not return, do not come back.
This is being done from 90,
every
32 years.
Pay the price, and he has to.
I'm not protecting the criminals, not at all. But the point is, I am suggesting is that this is not going to help the situation. We have been seeing it from 90 onwards. It is not going to help the situation. I never mean criminals should be severed. But my point is that it is not going to help. We should see something which helps the situation to bring Kashmir out of all this trouble and see that normal. That is what my point is.
If that is your logic, with the greatest of respect, let me tell you, it is the most facetious logic that one has heard in the recent past. It is like saying if a murder happens, then don't punish the murderer because punish karne se murdered aadmi to wapas aayega nahi. Situation to improve hogi nahi. That man must pay for the people that he has murdered. Please stay with me, gentlemen. Let me quickly cut across to Mr. Ram Madhav as well, a member of the RSS. So you've had a very deep connection with the RSS as well, especially with Jammu and Kashmir and what happens there. What message do you think the final sentencing of Yasin Malik is going to send out?
No, definitely a strong message will go out. But this is not the main case that Yasin Malik is facing. We all know that NIA has started filing cases against the overground funding activity of terrorism in Kashmir Valley. This whole process began. We had our government there in 2070. NIA registering its first cases. There are people, more than a dozen of them in jails today. For charges of the nature of funding terrorism. Yasin was one among them and justice caught up with him very quickly. The credit should go to NIA. But Yasin's crimes are much bigger. This is only the tip of the crimes of Yasin.
Does it make you angry that he is not hanging? That he hasn't been given death sentence, life?
Remember, this case is related to terror funding. This is not related to the other crimes, terror crimes that he has committed. The killing of Kashmiri Pandits, the killing of 4 Indian Air Force personnel in broad daylight, about which he had publicly boasted. That case is still pending. I am sure in that case, Yasin will get real justice. I mean, the desire of many people that he should be given capital punishment. Court will definitely consider it, I hope. But in this particular case, whatever maximum punishment could be given was given, I believe. And credit should go to NIA for bringing it to a logical conclusion in just 4 or 5 years' time.
Do you think there's also a case for all such similar pleas, cases which are still at the level of special courts to be fast-tracked? Bitta karate for one. These people who are right now only being tried for charges of terror funding, of smaller offences, but the murders that they have committed, when will they hang at the neck?
Yeah, that speaks of our judicial system also. Even in Yasin Malik's case, 32 years have passed since he openly murdered 4 IAF personnel outside a bus stop, and he openly boasted about it. I mean, you don't need any other evidence. His own oral evidence was enough to, punish him. But still, that case is dragging on. But I hope that after this NIA's, doggedness in bringing this criminal to justice quickly, the terrorist Yasin Malik also will get justice very soon.
Final question I want to ask you, sir. Today morning, the lady who you've also been in alliance with in Jammu and Kashmir, Mehbooba Mufti, said it's a political problem. किसी को फांसी पे चढ़ा के या किसी को जेल में भेज के आजीवन कारावास देके क्या फर्क हो जाएगा, क्या बदल जाएगा? कश्मीर तो वैसा ही रहेगा. What will you say?
No, Mehbooba Mufti can say whatever she wants. Today, people like Yasin Malik do not enjoy any support in Kashmir anymore. Do you know today when there was a call for protest against this life sentence? Not even 100 people gathered in his own conscience, in his own town, Mysuma. So that is the kind of situation that is there in Kashmir. People like Mehbooba also do not enjoy any credibility anymore. They continue to peddle those kind of arguments, but please don't take them seriously anymore.
In a sense, the ideological affiliates.
It's about simple anti-national activity and terror.
In a sense, Mr. Ram Madhav, the ideological affiliates of certain parties in Jammu and Kashmir are becoming very clear, because what Ms. Mufti said is almost identical to what Shehbaz Sharif and Bilawal Bhutto are saying. That don't do anything to Yasin Malik. It's terrible.
Mehbooba has been doing this for years. Ever since she is out of our alliance, she has returned to her separatist, soft separatist line. This is very well known to everybody. But today, please remember, he is very much isolated. She doesn't enjoy any popular support anymore. So let her say whatever she wants to say. The fact remains that there is increasing rejection of separatist and terrorist politics even in Kashmir Valley today.
All right, Mr. Ram Madhav, thank you very much. You're saying that this is just the beginning. There are bigger cases, more serious cases, more heinous offences against Yasin Malik. Let's hope that in our lifetime we are going to see this man hang by the neck. Shehbaz Sharif has just tweeted a while ago, in fact, condemning the sentencing of Yasin Malik. He has said, and I quote, "The Prime Minister of Pakistan has said today is a black day for Indian democracy and its justice system. India can imprison Yasin Malik physically, but it can never imprison the idea of the freedom he symbolizes. Life imprisonment for supposed valiant freedom fighter will provide fresh impetus to Kashmiris' right to self-determination." In a sense, Vittal Chaudhary, it becomes extremely clear, like I was saying earlier. Look at the language of certain political parties in Jammu and Kashmir, and the language of the Prime Minister of Pakistan. These are perhaps the only two sections who are shedding any tears for Yasin Malik.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was listening to Mr. Ram Madhav when he said that Mehbooba has suddenly changed things and all that. The Muftis were never patriotic. It was evident right since 1986 when they orchestrated riots against Kashmiri Hindus. And that said, Yasin Malik is being funded by Pakistan. He has been invited there. He was awarded with he was married to a Pakistani politician's daughter. It is all evident. And they want Pakistan's ISI and the Pakistan's policy want to make him another hero like Maqbool Butt, which will instigate the people in Kashmir to again, pick up arms against Indian state, and people like Ahmad Fayaz and everyone will always fuel that thing, that because he will want them. They wanted him to be hanged. I mean, and he should be hanged. बिकॉज वो इनको दोबारा से इसको हीरो की तरह वहां प्रेजेंट करेंगे, इसको मार्टियर वहां पे बताना चाहते हैं. दिस इज व्हाट यासिन मलिक आल्सो सेड इन द कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ दैट
Ahmad Ayaz, do you really want to be the ideological fellows of people like Bilawal Bhutto, of people like Shehbaz Sharif? They are heading a failed state. They are failed people of a failed state. And Bilawal Bhutto today is saying unjust sentencing of Hurriyat leader Yasin Malik in a sham trial. India can never silence Kashmiri's voice for freedom and self-determination. Pakistan stands with Kashmiri brothers and sisters. It's another story that they barely have anyone standing with them, but they want to stand with Kashmiri brothers and sisters. Will continue to provide all possible support in their just struggle. Again, another open admission that they are trying to fuel terrorism in Kashmir. But really, Ahmad Ayaz, are these the kind of ideological fellows that you want to have kinship with?
You see, I tell you, so far as Pakistan, the third thing also, they will always try to see that. So they find opportunities, they will try to exploit it. It's not a point to be discussed. And they have also announced earlier that they are giving moral support. They have announced it openly, moral support they have given. That's a different thing. They have been doing other things also. they have openly said that we are giving the moral support, and they may be doing it now also. They may continue doing the future also. Neither I am concerned about that. But the point is, major point, what I am concerned, I am limiting myself to the Kashmiri. To the extent that normalcy should prevail by doing certain things which does not help normalcy, I will definitely say, yes, this does not help. Well, there must
Mercy
be something
for
done.
what?
It could be a
Mercy for what, sir?
Normalcy.
not mercy, something such to be done which helps
Sir,
normalization.
what makes you think that there won't be normalcy because Yasin Malik is convicted?
No,
who is he?
Today he may get hanged.
Who
Don't
is
let
he?
him get hanged.
Why won't there be normalcy because Yasin Malik is getting sentenced? Who is he?
Joshi,
to disturb normalcy.
Today Malik is getting hanged. Maybe some more people are getting hanged in the near future. But the point is, will that help the situation? That's my concern. Let the people be hanged.
That will definitely help. That will definitely help.
No, not at all.
That will
not at all, because our experience is we have hanged people in the past.
Mr. Rajinder, Paul wants to quickly respond to you. Mr. Rajinder, yes.
अहमद अली फयाज साहब जब रुबिया को इन्होंने किडनैप किया और इसमें चार्जशीट भी है, तो क्या आप उस समय अगर इसको मलामत नहीं कर सकते, क्या आज आप यासीन मलिक के ऊपर इसकी मलामत कर सकते हैं? क्या इस्लाम इसकी इजाजत देता है कि महिलाओं के ऊपर, नहती महिला के ऊपर उसका अत्याचार किया जाए, उसको किडनैप किया जाए?
बताइए फयाज साहब.
You are getting religious in between. Religious.
So this is no religion. This is no religion.
जैसे आप शरई बात किए ना, आप बोले ना कि आपने बोला ना कि क्या इस्लाम इसकी इजाजत देता है?
क्या तुम इसकी मलामत करोगे? क्या इसकी तुम मलामत करोगे? क्या तुम इसकी मलामत करोगे? मैं जानना चाहता हूँ.
देखो, मेरे चलाने से, आपके चलाने से, मेरी मलामत करने से कुछ नहीं होना है. Unless there is something done practically, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. I tell you, even if Yasin Malik is hanged, though he has not been given the capital punishment, even if he is hanged, things are not going to change. Maybe things worsen further. That's what I am concerned.
I want you to see something. Let me cut across because you keep thinking